alongside you is never dull.
Is this the end? I am not ready to hit. Thank the serpent. I thought I was done for.
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
I'm hit!
Is there some compulsion that leads you to do this? Childhood trauma? It is okay to let things go.
aren't a zealot. Thank the serpent. So that means... We haven't been able to... They are physically superior. Stronger. Fat. I'm not sure what the zealots... If only... They're... I wish it were... The zealots separated us. Our brethren are... Please. I can ready my people here, but... You'll have to deal with the zealots. And rescue the other... If you speak the truth...
Thank you. Thank you.
Things I would do if I had power like that.
You did it. You got everyone out. You did it! It's true what they say. The air really does smell fresher.
Serpent bless you. We owe you our lives. Thank you.
Now, it's time for you. I'm going to stay back a moment and make sure everyone here is okay to make... I'll catch up with you shortly. Just let me know where the negotiations are taking place. Of course. I successfully rigged the remote device. I just need a moment to make... Don't worry. Razma came through for me. It's only fair I return the favor. I'll be there when it counts.
These members of your house have suffered. I can respect your decision.
The Great Serpent was truly watching over us.
Serpent bless you for saving us.
My prayers have been answered.
The great serpent himself.
If Dosra is to recover, everywhere the Zealots have infiltrated must be cleansed. You seem to have taken on more than you can carry. If you require assistance, please, just say so.
Is your intent to be unreasonable the whole time? I thought this was a negotiation.
We're having a friendly chat, aren't we? It's not my fault you don't find my offers acceptable.
Nah, just the person I wanted to see. Please tell me you bring good news. Exactly what I wanted to hear.
Razma, who is this? You allow any commoner to just waltz in on official business. I'd expect better security from House Kadik.
This is hardly official business.
Yes. And now these so-called negotiations are over.
Over? You'd risk everything after the whispers of a stranger. I demand to know who this is. You think I care about Anasco Varun, son of a traitor? Only a complete fool would expect me.
It's true, Mihail. And if you don't leave now, peacefully, I'll make sure your ships and Shadow Station Epsilon are made dust.
You... How did you... You're bluffing.
Test me. You think a genius mind like mine wouldn't find a way to hack into every system in your base? This remote device will launch a virus that will detonate systems within Epsilon, and reach your ships as well.
You realize how this may affect future partnerships, Razma. You'd jeopardize our connections.
It jeopardizes nothing. It merely restores the natural order.
The natural order. I could take you all out here and now. You know every one of us is prepared to answer the Serpent's call.
Are you sure?
You launch that virus, and I guarantee blood will spill. Prepare to be made dust!
It was bold.
And in no way acceptable or... Is your intent? I thought this was a
We're having a friend. It's not.
Nah, just the person I wanted to... Please tell me you bring good news.
Razma, who? I'd expect better.
This is...
Yes.
Over. You think I only a
It's true, me.
You.
Test me. This remote device.
You realize how you'd
It jeopardizes.
the natural or you know every
Are you sure?
you launch that one. Prepare to be
And in no way acceptable or. Is your intent to be unreasonable the whole time? I thought this was.
we're having a friend. It's not.
Nah, just the person. Please tell me you. Mix.
Razma, who? I'd expect bet
This is
Yes.
over. You think I only a
It's true, me.
you.
Test me. This remote device.
You realize how you'd
It jeopardizes.
the natural. You know every
Are you sure?
you launch that. Prepare to
It's bold.
Let's turn them all.
Another feast for the great serpent.
I suppose I
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
good to see you.
I'm not sure what I was expecting.
House Kadik is
but
in your
it
debt.
wasn't that. As am I. I owe you my life.
Tahima, you are a part of this house.
I know. I just wanted to say thank you. Personally. And here, it's the research and algorithm the High Council wants. I'm sure they'll appreciate it more coming from you. As much as I'd love to gloat, I have enough awareness to know, and I know myself well enough to know that. Oh, I am. Very. I just don't think the High Council. Plus, I think I'll wait until after they've proven out my theories. I'm going to head back home now to check on the others, but maybe come find me later? Great. You can find me at the Great House whenever you get the chance.
We'll talk later, Tahima. As I was saying, House Kadik is in your debt. You've helped me maintain a very precarious balance. And one day it will. But until then, they're unnecessary. I'd appreciate it if you kept. Our relationship with the Zealots has always proven beneficial, especially when it comes to the only reason they gained any semblance of power, exposing this information to the High Council. Zealots are a solid alliance. The Zealots are in effect. Some alliances are worth the risk, but that will be for the High Count. The others involve no better than to. House ties run deep. Betraying one's house is a guaranteed way to ostracize. As House Elder, I know my. We're all well aware of our Now, I have much to do, and so do you.
I'm sure I echo Rasma's sentiment when I say this business stays between us. We have nothing to discuss here. I'll see you back in Dasra. As far as I'm concerned, the High Council does know because I'm on it. Should any topics arise regarding the Zealots, I can go. If the others found out, it would be a very tiresome and lengthy conversation. But I hope you're wise enough to keep our... I was on a walk, nearing Jinan Plaza. I saw the windows flood with light, and I turned back. Vindicator.
Be quick, Vindicator.
Remember our agreement. What you've done for us stays with House Kadik.
A different kind? No. Something the Tell me about them. Altered? I'll make sure the other members will want to make sure we're If you ask me, it's her analytic mind that I care about. I value. Unfortunately, no. There's nothing I could say. The human mind. Good. But it won't take long before they'll posture and protest. But when the Zealots don't.
Great Serpent keep you.
Literally.
Of his burdens.
What you are describing is a dream, nothing more.
Not a dream. The great serpent himself.
With all due respect, your sister, now is not the time for incense and ash leaves. Or do you not see the depth of the crater before you?
On the contrary, brother. I see it for what it truly is. And if we ignore this vision, Anasco will be lost to us forever.
Enough with the proselytizing. The Vindicator has returned. Ah, were you able to find Sahima? Theoretically, yes. The science. Either way, we have no choice, but whatever Anasco did inside the Citadel remains unchecked, and we are... perfect. I have no doubt Sahima's work. If only the others had listened to her, we may not have lost so much. This leaves houses Dul Kef and Fathol.
Politics can wait. Every moment we delay, Anasco descends further into the void.
For the last time, faith will not remove the barrier.
It is the hubris of science that failed you in this moment. We reached out to the Great Serpent. This is his reply.
You claim he has forsaken?
I do no such thing. The Great Serpent's reply is not an answer, but a question. Are we worthy of his grace? Until that is proven, your works will not succeed. To be promised requires me, just as... I will forgive you for not knowing our customs, but the proof is not in our words. It is in the vision.
Yeah, fine. I feel like I've lived this argument. Vindicator, speak to my sister. Agree to her fool's errand so that we may continue the work of saving this city.
The Great Serpent sends you to me once again. I have seen visions of Anasco, searching for one bold enough to end. And now that you are here, I know you're a... The Great Serpent has guided you here. From the moment you found... And yet, you crossed paths with the Oracle. The Great Serpent drew a path forward. But rest assured, all will be... At the edge of the crater, you will find a cave carved by the anomaly.
It would be unwise to ignore the Herald's counsel.
The Great Serpent has blessed me with the sight, and I have... It is as the Great Serpent in my visions. In the first, you breached the scaled citadel, but found Anasco had sunk too far into the void. And in time, all of the anomaly spread, absorbing all in its path. Indeed, in the second future, I saw you make contact with Anasco. At its terminus was a gate. You stepped into this void.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the vortex direct. And while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, Still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot... Not in the way you and I speak, but in crude terms, yes. Provided... But this is all pure... The closer one ventures to the heart of the anomaly, the closer they are to the phantoms and horror. Moreover, if this cave was cut open by the calamities... I've said this much myself, but my sister persists. It may save...
You may not realize it now, dear brother. No, it was... And what is faith but to give... It was a winding cave. In my vision, his words were jumbled. Then you must embark to the northern edge of the crater. You will find an entrance there. One that had... Step through it. Find Anasco. And complete... Go to the cave in my vision, near the edge of the crater. The High Council, together with this, and as tight I exist. It will be a true, in times of crisis. I pray, it is my hope that people will... Of course, Holiest one, inject us. Kill all. My scrying ability, it often depends. It is an unnatural thing, and the horror, I take no. Let the great serpent forever guide you. go to the cave in my vision. Go on and continue to fulfill your holy purpose.
answers with silence. Have you abandoned me, Great Serpent? Do you not hear my pleas? You understand me? Hear my voice. But I do not know you. I hesitate to ask, but what manner of being are you? Do you truly serve his will? No. I have heard my grandfather's tale of the moment, but to see you here, perhaps the Great Serpent works through you. That, in this dark moment, would be enough. I have reached out so many times to hear nothing but echoes. Yet you, an outsider, hear me plain. And for the first time, I hear you. Clearly your arrival here is fated. By stepping into this void, there is still reason to hope. But time is short. The bridge collapses. The gate is still open. The experiment still runs. Find me in the Scaled Citadel. I will wait for you there.
never grow tired of seeing that. There was something out there. It's gone now.
The Great Serpent has filled you with purpose. Is that not beautiful? You return. What news do you have of Anasco? Then my vision did not betray.
Well, it would seem I owe you,
There is no need, brother. Your skepticism.
as you say. But to the matter at hand, did Anasco mention anything that could aid us in his extraction? Yes, the pinnacle of the Citadel was modified to house the equipment to create. If it still runs, that would explain everything we have experienced.
It is much more than that. Normally when I pray for Anasco, but when I last prayed to the Great Serpent, I felt Anasco's presence clear. Even as it receded, I felt him anchored to this world. Yes, there are some who suggest that when Jinan communed with the Great Serpent, I believe the same is true for...
I would need time to attempt a scientific explanation for why or how this happened, but for now...
I would agree. What we saw in that cave goes beyond science.
And that is the essence of faith. I do not know what lies ahead. My visions do not go beyond this point. But I do know this link will play a role. In fact...
Agreed. And with this settled, we can now continue. Together, we will find a way to complete them.
Favorite person.
Constant battle, confidence and self-doubt. Customers
We're all... What an honor it was to aid. Farewell. I will let you steer.
I will not aid you in this. You ally.
Do you see? Cal, you return. It was indeed him.
Well, it would seem,
There is no need.
as you say, but... Yes, the pinnacle, if it's still...
It is much more. But when I left, even as it... Yes, I believe the same.
I would need...
I would agree.
And that is... I do not know. But I do know.
Agreed. And together we will...
Favorite person.
Victor. The High Council needs access to the power grid if we hope to restore the city. Your inability to provide a legitimate excuse for denying them will only last so long.
Victoria is right. I know you're angry, but you can't let personal matters interfere with what may be best for everyone.
Personal matters? This is a Ministry of State matter, and I will handle it as I see fit. He is a traitor. He turned his back not only on his family, but on our people's entire belief system. The fact that he still breathes is a stain upon the House Vethal name.
You would doom us all with your pride.
I will do as I please as head of this house. If you are not a member of House Vethal, you do not belong here. Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more!
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late. Victor, this is Anaskel's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this. My nephew Varric has left, and until he returns, Victor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider. You oversimplify. You would think us incapable of such a simple task. You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house. What would my son, my successor, the heir to House Vethal have to do with house politics? Even someone with basic political knowledge should realize his importance. The audacity! I should have you arrested.
Is this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Varric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if he's become promised, truly his arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Vindicator, are you well practiced in discretion? I have heard reports on Ryujin from the Ministry of Conjunction. This news gives me hope. As Vittoria mentioned, My son, Varric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the Great Serpent as well. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Varric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
I will not speak of her with an outsider. Promise, Thor. Your focus is solely... My son denounced the very faith that defines Varun's society. He dared to blame Anasco for the state of Dazra. Dared to call our faith in the Great Serpent blind. It is heresy and punishable by death. Because he let his weakness get the better of him. He sees himself as a prisoner in this life. He runs from a duty that others would spend their lives coveting. He is my son. He does not get to choose. He was born to inherit my title, and he knows the punishment for refusing to honor it. Of course it would. As someone from the settled systems, you have no I do not wish Varric dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death. Our duty as wardens is to keep the populace tasked and loyal. All must serve, both the Great Serpent and House Varun. No, those who refuse must... I will not have it known that I declared my own son a heretic and allowed him to... This knowledge weakens the Ministry of State's authority. This is why my interest turned to a third party, someone outside of the noble houses. The shame Varric brought upon this house is immeasurable. It stains the very foundation. I will not act until this house is in order and its members are properly aligned with the Great Serpent. Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot...
We have done the same for You act as if death is the only answer. What about...
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if the High Council wants my cooperation. I need you to find Varric.
And I would ask you to spare him. My brother is acting under impulse.
I have never been more clear. Speak against me one more time, and you will regret it. Varric has a signet ring with House Vithal's family crest. Bring... Only then will I grant you... There is no other way. The Ministry of State... I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Varric's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is in a... The Herald's Rest is our local bar, and unfortunately, my son's favorite establishment to frequent. And while I know a bar isn't the ideal place for discretion, I still expect you to keep these matters private. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for... See to it you do. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Varric for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before I...
Remember, Vindicator, that I would, as a high-ranking member of the Ministry of State. But I also recognize these circumstances are exceptions must... Varric was an obedient child. Quite. But the two have clashed ever since. He found his voice that day, and to Victor's... Victor was too lenient with him when it came. As strict as he was, I think too much time at the Herald direction. Victor's pride and belief in tradition. He sees Varric's refusal to enact. Varric is conflict averse. Pressure, responsibility. He wants everyone's approval. I believe it is why he has fled. What would you like to know? Victor is letting his emotion. He was barely processing the shock. My brother. But I am certain. Is it not obvious? He has given. Yes, Varric would be loath to part. To save her brother. This is what. As head of the Ministry of State, he believes he is trapped. If he makes an they will question. On the other hand, going through. And I pray I have answered. Vashti was mine. We lost her to the devastation. Victor will barely speak of her. I think. Vindicator?
So if the Great Serpent truly watches over us, you'll bring Varric home. Whatever happened to Dazra, Victor felt the keep was the most logical. The Ministry of State oversees. Vashti was. She and Varric were. I truly believe if she was still with them. Varric is a dream. You could always tell it. Noble houses. The only lessons that. Our house was taken during the. Our losses are great. Excuse me. You don't know Victor Vathal. He may be the most stubborn man in. He adores Varric. And if he died, he never got to say goodbye to him. Until next time.
You have a. See to your duty. If you feel it. Varric was the. There is only one fate for those. When a promise is lost, they must. Varric would believe he is above. He speaks of his own freedom. He runs from his duty, which means he runs from the great. Varric has nothing to. I will not act. Good. The Ministry of State, we enforce them. In order for. Are you here to help or question? You think I would. The ring is. Serpents guide you.
I, too, would ask you spare Varric. Victor is in no condition.
I pray the serpent still
Do it again. Great Serpent saved Dazra from sin. You'll see. It's spot.
Is the only thing keeping many people sane. Some koza to lift your spirits? This is what I have. Can I get you anything? Ochim. Used to be Ochim Sharon, right? Before he got adopted. Yeah. I've seen him around here a few times. Usually it's with Mujin. But this one time, I saw him over by the balcony, chatting with Tevina Vedal. Wouldn't think anything of it normally, except for the fact Mujin and Tevina hate each other's guts. But none of my business, either way. Very. Depends on who's looking for him. And Vi, of course. Sounds like Varric, at least. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for it, but since he gave Eggy permission to use it, it's sky high. Eggy or B are the ones you want to question, but I doubt they know any more than I do. If he owes you a drink, you know I wish I could, but I'm afraid I just can't help you. That's what they owe. As much as... It always helps when you... I know a lot more people. I'm sorry.
The Great Serpent saved Dazra from sin. You'll see.
Can I get you anything? This bar is the only thing keeping many people sane. Ochim. Usually it wouldn't think anything. Varric. Sounds like Varric. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for... Eggy or B. If he owes you a drink... And I'd really like to. Well... There must be something I can remember. All right, fine. I don't know where he is, but there's a man, Tain Salavea. He might know. That one's easy. Tain's a bit of a regular ever since Dasra went to hell. Just wait around a bit, and he's bound to wander in.
Are you doing all right?
Ah, another drink will not hurt.
I worry.
There was never a time when I was old enough to be allowed to drink alcohol here.
Drink in peace. Go on.
I hope you find Varric. I've lost too many already.
Were our sins really so great
that we deserved this?
We lost a lot of good people to the Vortex.
Bar seems much emptier. Quieter.
Hope things start looking up soon around here. Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently? Impressive. Since these people really aren't into strangers, especially in times like these. I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing. I guess when you're part of the supply chain, they make a few exceptions. There's not a lot of people in the import-export business when it comes to Dazra, and they aim to keep it that way. But believe me, it wasn't any short amount of time before they let me roam these streets. You could say I'm like a specialized delivery service, moving stuff back and forth between Dazra and the settled systems. Just so happens I got a lot of time on my hands since Dazra went to hell and I lost my ship. And let me tell you, I thought things were grim before. Whatever that incident was, this whole planet's gonna need therapy. Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention. Well, glad Dazra didn't disappoint. Something tells me you aren't kidding. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for? I know the name, sure, everybody here does. But the man? Not much. Someone like me doesn't exactly hang out with house bigwigs. Beric Vathal, huh? That's no small name around here. Well, I guess that depends, Vindicator. Who wants to know? I consider Varric a bit of a friendly acquaintance. I know enough about the guy to care about his physical well-being, if you know what I mean. Oh, sure. You just show up out of the blue and suddenly want to know where to find House Vathal's #1 son? And I know he wasn't lost to whatever ate up half of Dazra. Plenty of people have seen him since. Although, let's just say after what went down here, my retirement's looking imminent, and I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous, maybe we can help each other out. Not even gonna buy me dinner first? Sounds like someone's repping for House Vathal. But hey, I guess staying alive isn't the worst deal. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track him. So you just say the word and we're off to the races. Highlands region is the northwest side of Dazra. Pretty good area if you don't want to be easy. Yep, when it comes to my stuff, it's like a package deal. I'm not just gonna hand off valuable tech to some stranger. You make it sound creepy. But yeah. Oh no, I'm stuck on you until the... Let's just say I have an investment. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker, and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route.
I
Like
also
me,
wish to be prepared
we
for
pick up everything that isn't
any
nailed down.
situation, but there are practical limits, no?
If I
is
could
a
do that,
wonder
I'd
to
probably
behold.
waste it. Better it's you.
much emptier.
Another day in Dawson. Hey. Impressive. I'm an outsider myself. I guess when you're part of this, there's not a lot of people, but believe me, you could say I'm like, just so happens, and let me tell you. Tell me about it. I've been doting stuff, but then these people, well, something tells me. Anyway, enough about. I know the name, sure. Someone like me. That's so. Well, I guess that. Who wants to know? I consider Varric a bit. I know enough about the guy to. Oh, sure. And I know he wasn't. Although. So if you're feeling not even gonna buy me dinner for. But hey, I'm pretty sure he's heading. So you just say the. Highlands region is the. Yep. When it comes to. I'm not just gonna. You make it sound creepy. After you. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker and fingers crossed. Just head out the west gate. I bet every plant in this area tastes like crap, and I'm gonna eat it anyway. All my years and all the planets I've been on, I'm never gonna get used to those things. Terror, what? I think I'll pass. At least I don't see a body around here, so I hope that means Varric's alive. You find anything? Yeah, I figured as much. At least. So what next? Technology is always time to go analog. Let's head back down and see what we can find. And by we,
is
great.
a wonder to
I
behold.
feel like I've seen it before, though.
To be a path up. We should follow it. That's far enough, strangers. You want to tell me what you're doing on my property uninvited? Through here? You realize you're in the middle of nowhere. Of course, fellow promised. Please forgive my abruptness.
Yeah, you here obligated? You know it must be house business.
Indeed, brother. All must serve.
Eden, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Zen. Yes, I know quite well. Never mind my partner, they're just overly cautious. But we did aid an injured young man a few days ago.
That's gotta be Varric.
It's too coincidental. It must have been him. We didn't. We introduced ourselves, but he was polite. Casimir Mazur. He left a while back to find work in Dasra. He didn't want the life of a farmer. We haven't heard from him since the incident. We sent him north. There's a long-abandoned growth farm we felt he could make use of. He claimed he lost everything in the incident that swallowed half of Dasra. He wanted to start a new life. We even gave him 2 of our own groats to get started. Great Serpent, forgive my... I saw so much of our own son, Cass. I allowed him his privacy in what I thought was a time of great need and grief. It was only when you made it known that this was house business.
Thanks for the help.
All must serve.
We thank you for sparing our lives. May you find who you seek.
I wonder what creatures live around here. Probably something mean and ugly.
Fair journey, outsiders. Good luck finding that young man.
I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
If you are in need of supplies, I suggest speaking with the nearby humans.
Truly, the Great Serpent has blessed you.
It's been a minute since I stretched the old legs. Nothing going on out here. How about you? Find anything? Sounds like it's a waiting.
It seems I have uninvited guests. You want to explain yourselves?
Whoa, hey, it's me. Dang. Put the gun down already.
It's not you I'm concerned about. It's your friends.
Rightfully so.
I wish I could say I was pleased to meet you, but something tells me this isn't a social call. Please, if you're here on my father's orders, allow me to plead my case. I'm glad someone does for once. I am not sure how familiar you are with our culture, but all I've ever wanted was the right to choose. I was born House Vithal. I was raised to inherit the role of Elder, to run the Ministry of State, to worship the Great Serpent. But I want none of it.
With House Vithal? Easier said than done.
This is true. House Vethal and the Ministry of State are known to be the most devout and punitive of the houses. It would not be easy to leave without extreme consequences, as you now know.
It's never mattered how much I tried to reason with him. My father simply would not let me go. His pride and the fear of what it would mean for House Vithal is all he cares about. Shame, embarrassment, fuel for the other houses to ridicule my father. I don't want any of that for him, but he left me no choice. If he would have listened just once, maybe I could have left on good terms with my father's blessing. Control the narrative, as they like to say. That's the issue. As far as my father's concerned, he's the most supportive parent out there. Giving me all the tools and teachings I need to... I'm the ungrateful one. All I want is to make my own life. Something Tane understood and was willing...
The credits help too. But yeah, guess you got the whole scoop now. I realized I was going to help. And yeah, I knew the risks. I needed Varric to get far enough away from Dazra so I could safely pick him up. I was hoping you'd see it that way. I lost my ship to the incident, so I didn't want Varric running off thinking I could just grab him and go. I was also out all the credits he was gonna pay me. That's where you came in. I figured, why not 2 for the price of 1? I didn't realize it was gonna turn into a whole thing.
So, now you know my true intentions for leaving, and given the circumstances, I may be here for some time. My hope now is to make the best of it here. It seems opportunistic. I know. The truth is, the scaled citadel was... My people are so blinded by faith and politics, they don't see how it's... Anasko Varun eliminated half our population in the... I could no longer live in a society that won't put its people first. Perhaps you are lucky then. It's not easy to watch people. I hope you can see why I want to walk away from all this. I ask that you give me that chance. Anything. Name it. My ring. Vashti gave it to me. It's all I have left of her since the cataclysm. The disaster took every physical reminder of her except for this ring. Just wiped her from existence. True. It's as if she's looking out for me. One last time. Take it. I'll find solace in the fact that the ring will remain with my family. And now I hope we are done here. Thank you for seeing reason. I owe you both my life and freedom.
Now that's over with. I'm gonna hang back here, talk to Varric a bit. Besides, I don't want to be around when you break the news to Victor. Do me a favor and find me at the Herald's Rest when you're done. Remember to find me at the Herald's Rest once you finish your business.
Thank you for honoring my freedom. For now. My father, that would only reflect poor. Besides, this farm. I was on my way to see my father. I had just crossed Jinan. I couldn't help but fix. It didn't even dawn on me. Vashti knew my heart and mind well. Our father, she would. But the man refuses to see.
I have packed some food, if we are to spend any more time here.
Let us speak. You're back. What news do you bring?
What have you done? Varric.
This blood is on your hands, Victor. I hope you remember this. And I clearly said it.
No, it was...
You were his... You think you are doing... You are the lost one.
Victoria!
I will not hear it. Leave us!
Oh, I...
Victoria!
Leave her be, Luther. The great serpent will... Indeed it does. Now, only... Did you find anyone who aided my son? Good. Unfortunately, Wardens are dealing with the matter. But you restored order to them. Here. Now go.
First Vashti.
Is it done? You're back. What?
What have you done? Varric.
This blood is on your... I have not overlooked your involvement in this.
No, it was Varric's choice.
You were his father. You think you are the lost one, child. You had to murder the other.
Victoria!
I will not hear any more of this. It is done. Leave us.
Oh, I am leaving to mourn my nephew whose memory you disgrace with your very presence.
Victoria!
Leave her be, Luther. The great serpent will guide her. She will understand in time. Indeed it does. Now, only one matter. Did you find anyone who ate? Good. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Varric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But you restored order to this house and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. I have much to arrange.
Victor may not realize it
We
now,
have kept Ekris waiting
but he
long
will
enough.
regret losing.
House Vathal will thrive for centuries to come. There are many of noble blood far more worthy than my own son. I was at the Hall of Obedience. A strange was but the moment. All must serve.
First Vashti. Now, Varric. I can't imagine. I mostly looked after the House members, trying to take a more active role in the lives of our people. Victor's attention is more administrative-focused, so he has little time to deal with personal grievances or requests. Since the destruction, I did all I could to help ease our family's grief. But once Varric left, I turned my focus completely to Victor. I remember the light and a horrible sound. But most of all, I remember Victor's face when he rushed outside to find us. He kept saying it was gone, disappeared. I'll never forget the moment he took us into the halls of obedience to see the devastation that surrounded the scaled citadel. The heartbreak and horror we felt knowing whatever took Dazra took our house and family with it. Great Serpent keep you.
Serpent's favor upon you.
Idle hands and minds are where heresy is sown.
Promised.
Your abilities are truly amazing.
Chosen. You do. Sorry, but you will have to get approval before you can buy any weapons from me.
It is difficult to imagine Dasra recovering from this.
The guards overheard my neighbor forsaking the Great Serpent.
You seem to be doing well.
What a fool.
I'll drink to that.
I have not seen him in days.
What?
You shipping out today? Huh. Glad we got that whole barrack business sorted. Whole thing was starting to be a real pain in the ass.
Another one for me, Jenna. It's been a hard day.
Seems it has been one hard
Well,
day after another.
I was the guy who was gonna smuggle him out of Varun Kai. But that was before he ran off and Victor put him on the shit list. And if someone fingered me as his ride out of here, well, this lumpy old head would be on a pike somewhere, being meat for the crows. Anyway, seeing as I don't have a ship, I'm kind of out of a job. So I was thinking, if you're looking for an extra hand, I got two. They both work well enough, I mean, for my age anyway. But fair warning, I can't do all that moving around and trying new things, stuff that the kids do. Because fact is, I'm retired. Not from work, but life. Nope. It just means when there's a bench, I park my butt on it. If there's meat on the menu, I'm ordering it. Simple as that. Well, I got arthritis, and they shake from time to time. A lot of pain from years of lifting stuff, moving crates, that sort of thing. Buddy of mine said I got 2 left feet. What he forgot to mention is that they're attached to my wrists. Then we're on the same page. Good. Oh, and one other thing. I've got a reputation. You ask anyone about Tain Salaver, and they'll tell you he's old and lazy and useless with a gun. And I'm here to tell you that's only half true. I am old and lazy, but I'm okay with the gun. Because we know all the shortcuts, and we don't start fights we can't win. And yeah, I've killed people. I don't go around bragging about it, though. That easy, huh? Didn't even have to... Well then, just... Guess I'll be heading out.
This device is rather imposing looking, no? I see it with my own eyes, as it is still hard to believe.
Only House Fatal and House Dulkef remain. Ah, did Victor finally relinquish the access code? Slowly, but it will be much faster if you have the power grid access code. Testing without full power is extremely limiting. Ah, excellent. We'll finally have the resources to fully charge the morning device. Now, let's hope House Dulkef is as forthcoming as the others.
preparations are complete. Serpent preserve us.
Why walk when we can coast?
What's on the docket?
We have done our best to allocate the necessary...
The Ministry of State executed Varric Vithal as a traitor. We must all remember our duty to root out heresy, even now.
I pray that the Great Serpent delivers us from this.
I hear justice has been meted out against Ukaru's killer. On behalf of House Dulkev, thank you. Hello, Vindicator. Malibor has kept me informed of the situation. The deadlock of the High Council. I hope your presence here means things have changed.
Do not worry so much. Do you not believe that the Great Serpent will provide? We can hold out.
The Great Serpent will provide. But on his own time, it seems.
Good. Good. I'm pleased that the Council is once again working towards a solution. It felt wrong not to help. Do you know where I was when it happened? The incident, they call it. I was in the temple next door, conversing with my cousin. I was in the middle of replying to him about... you know? I don't even recall. Some meaningless bit of family drama, I'm sure. One moment, he was there, and the next, gone. My cousin, the floor, the wall, just gone. I found myself looking out at the scaled citadel, unable to comprehend. And now, here I stand, the elder of House Dulkev. Lucky? Perhaps. I have been pondering it. With the luck, you cannot imagine it. A meter's distance was all that separated me from whatever has become of Dazra. I find that through all that, I could be gone as well. But here I am. Hopefully you can deliver them from this. But what comes after? I'm sorry. I should shoulder my own. I've grown so tired of the council squabbling, and I want no further part in it. I have no demands, no requests. All must serve. And House Dulkev is no exception. It is a shame you are not born House Dulkev. You see, here is what I can tell you. Sometime before our current calamity, Enesco Varun approached me looking for information about his grandfather's time. He was frustrated at the lack of progress. House Dulkev keeps extensive records, you see. While I was never told the exact reason behind the inquiry, I was able to deduce a fair amount. I provided him with the shipping manifests from the time of the Serpent's Crusade, materials and equipment that suggested some highly specialized research. I told Enesco where those materials had been sent. Weeks later, well, you've seen the Citadel. You know as well as any where we are now. The timing is too close to be coincidence. Enesco returned from the site in unusually good spirits. He boasted of something called the Vortex Interlock, and that it was the key to unlocking some new unseen potential. Whatever records exist of this interlock were swallowed up with the Citadel. And as for the original site, executors were sent, but did not return. So I suggest you visit Malin Dam to the southeast. I believe it is more than it seems. It is the only place to learn more about these vortex interlocks and what connection they may have to the events at the Citadel. And should your search be fruitful, make sure it is known that House Dulkev was proud to serve when called upon. I hope you find something useful at the dam. I'm afraid the details have been scrubbed from the records at the time. Construction. That in itself should be enough to pique anyone's interest. As I said, records that are left, referring to that construction, I have overseen my share of projects. I know what materials are necessary, and I know when the deliveries far exceed the needs of what should be a simple industrial project. House Varun depends on trade, internal and external, just like any civilization. The ministry facilitates and oversees that trade. Jinan Varun himself established the houses and charged us with this responsibility. We pride ourselves on a job well done. As of very recently, I am the elder. I am ultimately responsible for all of House Dulkev, and by association, the Ministry of Commerce. It has been an abrupt transition for me, given all that is going on. I imagine it will be some time before I feel settled in. No one in Dazra is okay right now. We're all the people of House Varun House Malin was once a valued contributor to House Varun. Though I'm sure some...
If you do not need medical assistance, please move along.
I do hope this thing being built will not.
I just cannot believe this happened.
You can't get in there, not unless you have a card. So, you're trying to get in there? You're not the first person to come here recently, you know? Anasko Varun himself was here. I saw him, but he didn't talk to me. And there were too many other people around him. They all looked really serious. Okay, but it wasn't much. I didn't want to get too close. Father says I get in the way too much, and I didn't want to do that. But I did see them go in. They had cards that let them open the door. I found one after they'd left. I thought about using it, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Kavil said I should give it to him for safekeeping. So I did. Maybe he'll let you have it. Okay, good luck.
farm looks different from what I remember as a child.
It is good to see another servant of the Great Serpent. We get few visitors these days.
I would say you caught us on a bad day, but they're all like this. In comparison to some, hardly any time at all. I stumbled upon this place a few years back, and they were so desperate for help. I offered my services, they accepted, and here we are. I suspect, given my age, that my story will likely end here. At least, until the Great Serpent decides what to do with me after. I am not sure I have liked anywhere, to be honest. The work is predictable, not too taxing, and Gamerel lets me get away with less than others might. I could do worse. The aches and pains of old age would follow me no matter where I go, and if I could just get a good night's sleep, I would find all this quite acceptable. Goodness no. Not a decent night's sleep in years, at least that I can recall. The aforementioned aches and pains at first, but over time I find my dreams drift towards something dark. The product of an anxious mind with too many years. Think nothing of it. Why would you care about the meaningless dreams of an old man? And are you one of them? I have this dream where I am a ghost, haunting long-abandoned halls. There are others, and we are trapped for eternity, doomed to roam this corner of the world of the living. I fear I shall never see the Great Serpent. Perhaps it simply means I worry I have not done enough with my life. Perhaps I'm not getting enough vitamins. No offense, but it's not your property.
The ownership of the card is far less important than its use.
Be that as it may, I feel it should be turned over to the proper authorities. If security came looking for it, or someone from the Speaker's office, yes, of course I would tell them. Well, there are clearly more important things for the people of Dazra to deal with right now.
You know that all must serve Kavil. Right now, handing over that keycard. That is how you best serve the Great Serpent.
I only wish to serve, I swear. You are right, though. Here, take it.
Indications that there is anyone else around, but we should still be cautious.